In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Shmi Skywalker from the Power of the Jedi line. So I suppose you could make the case that besides Anakin Skywalker, she might be the next most important character to the Star Wars universe, or at least for the episodes 1 through 6, because quite frankly, of course, Anakin Skywalker wouldn't be without Shmi Skywalker. And for being such an important character, she seems like she's kind of underrated, I suppose. And in the action figure world, this is the only Shmi Skywalker that we've gotten from Hasbro over the years. 22, 23-year-old action figure at this point. It's really good. I like this action figure a lot. I've had it for, I think, about 3 or 4 years now at this point. I actually got her loose in an eBay auction at the time, and I only paid like $10 for her at most. Very easy action figure to get a hold of if you want her in your collection. In fact, I was just looking at eBay prices earlier today, and most of them are usually between like $7 and $15 even. So if you want her, very easy to get a hold of. Before the year ended, I actually wanted to get another Power of the Jedi action figure reviewed on the channel. At this point, I've only done the Queen Amidala and her Theed outfit. I really like the Power of the Jedi line. I think it's a great successor to the Episode 1 line. It rounded up a lot of those extra characters that we missed out on during the Phantom Menace. Plus, it gave us a lot of characters from the original trilogy at this point. And some of those action figures still hold up really well today and are even still the definitive versions of those characters. FX7, for example, was released in the Power of the Jedi line, and that's still the definitive version of that figure to date. And if you've been following some of the Hasbro Q&As lately, FX7 potentially might not get a TVC release at some point because Hasbro claims for whatever reason it's against regulation to make that many points of articulation these days, or just the overall tooling of it. I'm not sure the exact details of it, and I would have to go back and check. And of course, at this point, everything's just kind of hearsay. But this was an official Q&A with Hasbro, allegedly. So we may never ever get FX7 ever again, so that might be the definitive one that we get. Then there's also a Squid Head, who's also named Tessek. That one's a really good action figure as well, and I've been eyeing that one for a little bit. In fact, I'm thinking about getting that here really soon. Compared to the TVC one, I still think that one holds up really good. Would I say it's better than the TVC figure? That's debatable. But if you decided to get the Power of the Jedi one and then keep that one as like your definitive Tessek, I think you're perfectly fine with that. And there's so many other ones as well. And Shmi Skywalker, her name does get thrown around every now and then for a TVC release, which I definitely think she deserves a TVC action figure. As far as updating her, that would be a hard one to make, to be honest, because I think Hasbro would try to make her super articulated. The Shmi Skywalker really needed to be this ultra articulated action figure. Probably not. And I think a lot of people wouldn't even be too upset if this one here just got a straight re-release. Maybe just a little bit of updating here and there. Maybe like a new head with the photoreal face and just clean up on the paint apps, I suppose. But this is a really nice action figure. In fact, this isn't the actual packaging for her. This is the one from the Queen Amidala action figure. $7.99 at the time. Can you believe that? But I'll show this off again. So this is when I really first started noticing Star Wars action figures at the store. I recall back in like 2000, 2001, and even into 2002 seeing these on shelves and think, wow, you know, this looks really cool. This might be something I want to get into someday. But I didn't officially start collecting until the Saga line for Attack of the Clones. So a very nice package, very striking, very green, and just some of the other action figures advertised on the back. But yeah, there's Tessek there. That's a really cool looking figure. I do have some of these. I have the Sand Trooper. Of course, I have this Queen Amidala on the channel. I do have this droid as well. I wouldn't mind getting that Plo Koon at some point. Here's some expanding universe characters as well for Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. SAC-10 here has a purple lightsaber, so that's interesting. But yeah, a lot of underrated action figures in this line. And of course, no Disney logo on the package, which is nice. You have the Jedi Quest Kids Club here, and then the Star Wars Fan Club. Then 10 Jedi Master Points when you purchase this. So yeah, really cool line. So let's just take a closer look at Shmi here. So I think this looks pretty close to the actress who plays her. Even for being a 2000 action figure, a lot of times it was hit or miss with some of these sculpts, especially for human-looking characters. Sometimes they look very cartoony, or you compare them to what we get now, and it's like, ooh, that didn't hold up very well. I think Shmi holds up really well, and I probably display her among my other TVC style action figures, and I think she looks really good and blends in just fine. I forget the actress's name who plays as her. I know she's Swedish though. So yeah, that head sculpt looks really good. The paint turned out really nice. She has a little bit of a blush in her cheeks, which is a nice detail. Hair looks pretty good. Looks about as accurate as it can be. Has some nice detailing in that. Looks like they even put some lines in her neck there, which is kind of a small detail that you don't really see too often. So here's her outfit here. Pretty general, I suppose. But it looks really nice for what it is. It has some spots in it. Not really any weathering of any sorts, but that's not really necessary. She has her belt here, which it looks like it has some interesting patterns on it, like this triangle pattern. And she has this tie here. Her sleeves are very detailed. And her skirt here looks pretty good. And there is a slit in the middle here, so you do have some flexibility for her legs, I suppose. As far as her legs are concerned, it's just green pants with wrappings for her boots, I suppose. And that's pretty much it. Not a lot of detail. But it's not necessary. So for articulation, it's pretty basic, but quite frankly, I think she has all the articulation she needs. She has a swivel neck there, and swivel shoulders, and swivel elbows. It's kind of a little bit past the elbows, I suppose, so you can almost say a swivel bicep that rotate right there. She does have a swivel waist, or a swivel midriff in some ways. It looks a little high for a waist. And then I think she does technically have swivel hips. Let's see here. Can't really tell. Yeah, I think she has swivel hips, but you're not really going to get a lot of motion out of that, and quite frankly, you don't need to. Thankfully, she does fit on a stand pretty good. But I think even without a stand, she stands pretty good. Yeah, I can tell that's very stable. The days when Hasbro actually made a deep enough hole in an action figure's foot. Of course, it helps that she doesn't have any ankle articulation. I guess that's one trade-off, is no ankle articulation, but you're going to have a hole that's deep enough to accommodate a stand. So take your pick. As far as accessories are concerned, if you did get her brand new in the package, you'll come with a booklet that goes into a little detail about her background. I did read about it, and basically it just talked about her upbringing. She was separated from her family at a young age, and then of course sold into slavery, and then ended up on Tatooine. And then for her actual accessory here, she just comes with this, I think it's supposed to be like a data pad of some sorts, or a data tracker or something. It just has this antenna here, I suppose. Then it has these buttons here. Not really a whole lot to it. It's just something for her to hold on to. But at least they gave something. I'm sure these days Hasbro will get nothing at all for Shmi. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to her. Before we wrap up the video, I did want to try one thing. I wanted to bring out my uh, young Anakin Skywalker here, and I did want to try one thing. So her arms are in a way where I think she could basically hold on to Anakin's shoulders. I want to see if that will work out here. In fact, maybe we'll take the stand off or try it like this. So yeah, that looks pretty good. It's never until I got her out to do this review, it didn't really occur to me. I wonder if she could basically drape over Anakin like that. That looks really good. I think I might display her like that from now on. Same for Anakin. I know it's not an accurate Anakin, but this is the only Phantom Menace era Anakin that I have. I never got one for his Tatooine outfit or anything like that. Would be nice to get that in the TVC line at some point. The Black Series is getting one here soon, and I do have that one on pre-order. Well, who knows? Maybe at some point we'll get one. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all I can tell you about Shmi Skywalker here. So, would I recommend her for your collection? I would actually. One, she's very affordable, so it's not something that you're really going to fret about. $10, free shipping basically on eBay. Who can complain about that? And like I said, she's probably one of the most important characters in the Star Wars saga, and a lot of people don't really think about that because without her, we would have never got Anakin Skywalker, I suppose. Uh, but yeah, she's a nice action figure overall. Can't complain. She's exactly what she is. It would be nice to get her in TBC at some point. Who knows if we will. Of course, I doubt she would be a hot seller, but at least among long-time fans, and especially prequel fans and more niche collectors, I think she would be a hit. I would certainly pick one up, but just for the casual collector, I don't think she'd be a big seller. Maybe one per case is all she would need. But still, nice action figure overall. I think she looks exactly like the character, looks pretty close to the actress, and quite frankly, I don't think she needs much more. If they did a TVC figure of her, just an updated head, maybe a little bit of a new paint job here and there, just kind of brush it up a little bit, and quite frankly, that's all she needs. I don't think anybody would really complain about having an newly tooled Shmi. She has a unique build. She's obviously a lot shorter compared to a lot of other female action figures we get out there. And does she really need to be super articulated? Some people, I'm sure, would argue that yes, she would be. She needs to be in all these dynamic poses, but I don't think it's necessary. She has all she needs. But good action figure overall. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for plenty more reviews in the future. Always be more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I always greatly appreciate all your support. Check out some of the links in the description if you haven't done so already. As always, thanks for watching.